you first start SAP Crystal Reports 2008, you'll notice the blank report option under the Start a New Report section. Just click it to start a blank report. You can also choose Blank Report from the File New pull-down menu. While you may notice the Design tab in the background, the first screen that requires your attention is the Database Expert. This is where you pick the database or data source you'd like to report from. I'm going to connect to a Microsoft SQL Server database via OLEDB. So I'll expand the OLEDB folder, choose the Microsoft OLEDB provider for SQL Server, and click Next. Now I'll specify the SQL Server I want to connect to, my user ID, password, and the database I want to use. Then I'll click Finish. There's the server I just logged into. I'll expand the database name and look for the proper database owner, in this case Sales, which I'll also expand. I'm going to use one table and one view for my report. I'll expand both categories and either select the table and view one at a time, or Control-click to select them both. Then I can click the right arrow to add them to the selected tables list, or just drag and drop them there. Notice that a new tab appears in the Database Expert. See the Links tab? Because I added more than one table or view to the report, I'll have to check that they are properly linked on this tab. If the best guess linking that Crystal Reports did isn't correct, click the Clear Links button and draw correct links manually. You may want to rearrange tables to better suit your requirements before you draw your links. Now that the links are correct, I'll click OK to close the Database Expert. Here's the Design tab. It's a blank canvas. You can put objects wherever you want to design a report pretty much any way you want. The first thing to consider is which report section you want to place objects in. The report header, which appears one time only at the beginning of the report, its companion section, the report footer, which appears one time only at the end of the report, the page header or footer, which appear at the top and bottom of every page, or the detail section, which repeats over and over once for each record in the database. But where do I get objects, like database fields, to put into one of the report sections? If this is the first time you've used Crystal Reports, you may see the workbench on the right side of your screen instead of the Field Explorer. Close the workbench by clicking the little X in the upper right-hand corner. Then display the Field Explorer by choosing Field Explorer from the View pull-down menu, or clicking the Field Explorer button in the standard toolbar. Notice all the different categories of fields you can choose from. See available fields in a category by expanding it with the plus sign. If there is no plus sign, you'll need to create those types of fields yourself. For example, the Formula Fields category will only show a plus sign once you've created at least one formula. I'll go ahead and expand the Database Fields category. There are my table and view. I'll expand those too to see all the available fields. Once you've decided which field or fields you want to add to your report, select them. You may select just one field, or select all your desired fields with Control-click or Shift-click key combinations. There are several ways to get selected fields onto the Design tab. Click the Insert to Report toolbar button at the top of the Field Explorer, or you may right-click on one of the fields and choose Insert to Report from the pop-up menu. Probably the quickest way to add fields, though, is to just drag and drop your selected fields to the Design tab. If you have more than one field selected, you'll notice a plus sign icon on your mouse. Make sure you drag and drop the fields to the correct section. In this case, I'm dragging to the Detail section. The fields will print over and over, once for each record in the database. If the fields you dropped onto the Design tab aren't the right size or in the right place, you may move or resize them. Move a field by just selecting it and dragging it to a new location. Resize a field by selecting it and pointing to one of the four small boxes or sizing handles until the mouse cursor changes to two arrows and then resize. When you're ready to look at your finished report, you can retrieve data from the database and show the results. The Report menu's Refresh option will work, as will just pressing the F5 key. Or you can click either of the Refresh toolbar buttons. There's the Preview tab showing your report. Unlike many other report design tools, edits can be made directly in the Preview tab. This helps you save time, as you don't have to switch back to the Design tab to make changes. The resulting report is a simple list view of your data. Other videos in this series address other report design techniques, like grouping and formatting. Make sure you save your report frequently with either File menu Save options or the corresponding toolbar button.